You are Locked On Vandy, your daily podcast on the Vanderbilt Commodores, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Speaking of great, Pavia versus Mark Gronowski. Like I said, it's a low-key great quarterback duel because I think Mark Gronowski is very similar in his impact to Iowa as Diego Pavia. Like I think this is a game where I haven't really been able to get a good read on Gronowski throughout the year. Like some games you're just like, what is he doing? And some games you're like, okay, this guy's pretty good. He's an FCS guy. He's been fairly well, done fairly well for Iowa. Like what stands out about Mark Gronowski, and why is this a low key great quarterback duel?
He's ran for 15 touchdowns in 12 games. That's really impressive, especially for a quarterback.
Yeah.
And they're a team that runs the ball a lot. They haven't always ran with the quarterback a ton, but you look at their running backs. Their running backs on the whole have ran for 7 touchdowns. He's ran for 15. And we're talking Iowa here. This is a team that loves to run the ball and loves to run the ball near the goal line, which tells me he has a little bit of Cam Newton in him, and he's pulling the ball, and he's the one that wants it near the goal line and wants to plunge it in. And he's been successful at it. Throwing wise, he has just been okay. I mean, their offense has never been one to let loose and, fling it around too much and take too many risks. He's thrown for 1,500 yards, only 8 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. So throwing wise, we're not wowed by anything he's doing. But if you would just watch the games, and I've watched a few Iowa games this year, he seems to play with him. He knows what he's doing. He's not going to blow you away, but you also leave thinking, oh, he's pretty good. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and when you have a quarterback that knows what he's doing and knows what he wants to do in the run game, I think that sets up for what Iowa always has is a great defense and great special team. So they're gonna grind this game down to a nub. They're gonna play field position. They're gonna do all that stuff. And for the matchup to watch here from a defensive perspective for Vanderbilt is they're so good in the red zone, but Iowa, I feel like with what they do running wise with the quarterback in the +1 quarterback run game is they're able to put it across the goal line thanks to Mark Gronowski. And that's kind of one of those matchups where you're like, okay, well, what are they going to do to take that away? Do they load the box and create one-on-ones on the outside? Do these receivers scare you at all? Does this passing game scare you? Or is it load 9 in or near the box and say, okay, beat us passing? Like, is that how you play Iowa?
Probably. The tough thing there is he'll get time because those of you out there may not be familiar with the PFF grade where, you rank by position. Everybody has a, numerical digit associated with how good you're playing. The top 5 guys on Iowa's team, who do you think they are? They're the 5 O-linemen. Mm-hmm. So their O-line's really, really good. And we will talk about them in the coming weeks. But if you make him beat you throwing, which you have to do, you got to make sure he doesn't have a lot of time to do it. And that's going to be tough with how good their front 5 are.
They're good at protecting. Yeah. And I think Vanderbilt against Tennessee did a phenomenal job of getting to Joey Aguilar, who gets the ball out quickly.
He does.
So yeah. I think there's something there. They've just got to, I think game planning wise, they've just got to kind of figure out how are we going to push the pocket on Gronowski. Now with Pavia against this Iowa defense, like what, and before you answer that question, what is the first game to get the best look at Iowa that Vanderbilt fans should watch? And then let's talk about Diego Pavia versus defense.
I mean, Iowa's game against Indiana was good. That was a 20-15 ball game going back. It was one of their probably the second or third conference game. Another one that was a very good game.
Was it Oregon?
They lost to Oregon 18-16 in the rain about a month ago. So I would point to those two losses as games where you're really going to see what they are. And then the last game of the regular season, they boat raced Nebraska, just killed them. That'd be another all right one. But
yeah,
both the Indiana Oregon games, like you're seeing how they play against equally talented teams.
Okay. So make note of that. Just there, you know, the boat race against Nebraska and then Oregon, Indiana games. Just go check those out.
Yeah.
But Pavia against this defense, like what about this offense could strike fear into Iowa's defense?
I think how balanced they are and how it's tough to get Vandy off schedule. I mean, Vandy's been great at setting themselves up for manageable third downs. It's why they're so good at it. Mm-hmm. And if you are Iowa's D, that's a big challenge for you. They've, under Phil Parker, you know, he's been their D coordinator for probably close to 20 years. They're not allowing much in the run game, but you know, that's what Vandy's going to try to do, especially on early down. So the challenge is going to be put Vandy into third and long, because nobody's done that, or very few teams have done that this year.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, it's going to be it's going to be an interesting matchup nonetheless. It's going to kind of be determined as far as like, okay, can Vanderbilt's defense affect Gronowski and vice versa for Iowa's defense? Are they going to have a chance against Diego Pavia? And we've got a lot of time to kind of dissect those things, and so we're going to do that over the next however many days there are between now and the New Year's Eve game down in Tampa, Florida. So it's going to be a fun one.